Here it is. This is it. We're rolling episode 605. No Laugh Track podcast here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. My name is Justin Severson. I get to host this each week with some very funny people. One of my favorites is here this week, Pete Lee.
Dude, I'm so excited. Hold on. It's Joe Mauer calling. Yeah, Joe. Yeah, I'll be. I know you need me to be there for you for everything. He came to the show last night, and it's not a big deal. It's just one of the greatest baseball players of all time and in Minnesota history came to the show and enjoyed it. And we got pictures with him. I gotta go. All right.
I gotta go, Joe. I would not believe you, Pete Lee, that Joe Mauer was here at Acme seeing your show last night, except for that he came and sat down right next to me.
Yeah. We're all, the way that we're talking about it is we're just fangirling. But when somebody, they say, never meet your heroes. Mm-hmm. Meet Joe Mauer, man. He was a cool guy. He stood in the lobby and, my buddy's dad went over to him and just recited every stat to him. You remember that one at bat? Dude, he was breaking down at bats from big games, and Joe Mauer was like, "Yeah, that was a tough one, because there was a slider, and then and I'm like, how the hell?
Wow,
dude, yeah, it was crazy.
Can I tell you my perspective of how this went down last night?
Uh-huh.
We show up early. We come to Acme, have dinner. It's me and my wife. We meet a couple friends here that are also fans of yours. We're so excited to see you. And we have dinner. Then I run into Louis Lee, the owner. He's standing by the bar about 10 minutes before your show was going to start.
Yeah.
And I go, "Hey, Louis." He goes, "Do you recognize that guy over there, that tall guy?" And I just see this tall silhouette. No.
Yeah.
I don't. He goes, "Maybe a Hall of Famer. Does that help you recognize?" I'm like, "You got to be freaking kidding me." And then I see all these, and then I obviously recognize Joe Mauer. He's get his picture taken with people. I don't know who he's there with.
Yeah.
And my immediate thought was, I'm just gonna, appreciate that he's here. I can talk about it on the podcast the next day. Maybe Pete has a story about. I'm sure people have a story about meeting him, but I'm not. In the past in my life, I definitely would have been like, "Will you please take a picture with me and sign this?" But I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Well, then we come and get our seat in the show, and then I'm looking around. I'm like, because I'm very curious. Where is he going to be sitting? Where is he going to be sitting? To the point my wife was like, "Stop staring at the crowd." And I was like, "I'm just trying to find out. You know what I'm doing. I'm trying to see where Joe Mauer is sitting." He wasn't in the club yet.
Yeah.
And then they bring him in, and he freaking gets sat right next to me. And I said, quote, "No fucking way, no fucking way."
Yeah.
And he taps me on the leg and just goes, "How's it going?"
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it, Pete. I couldn't believe it.
Dude, he was so cool. You could tell that the crowd was extra excited that he was just here. There are times I've had athletes and celebrities in the crowds before, and I mean,
give me names. Come on, give me names.
I can't remember all of them. Kurt Warner and his family came to my show in Arizona, and I talked about how I don't do clean comedy anymore because I just don't want to. And that show I literally did my current set but clean because I know that he's a Christian and and so I actually did a different set because Kurt Warner was there.
Come on.
And yeah, I did I just don't want to do clean comedy anymore. But I was like, yeah, man, for a 2-time Super Bowl champion that came back, he was bagging groceries. I'm gonna do a clean show for that guy.
Yeah.
But
Joe was also his reputation is only for being a good guy.
Yeah.
I've never think I've heard him swear. I mean, I don't know why I would, but in my imagination, Joe Mauer doesn't even swear.
Yeah.
I
kept acting like he was swearing. He was like, "Hi." I was like, "Language. Whoa." Dude, you're crass. You're a bad guy. I was surprised by how tall he was. Because it's crazy. I got to I never got to meet Aaron Judge, but I've sat in those seats where he's warming up on the at bat.
Yeah.
And then you see a really tall baseball player come stand next to him, and then you realize how big he is.
Yeah, even compared to that.
And yeah, Joe, to be just a normal looking size baseball player, you're 6'7", like Joe Mauer.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I was so excited. I was also just so excited that Chad Daniels didn't get to experience that. Just a way bigger Twins fan than me. In Chad and I's 28-year rivalry, I'm glad that he didn't get to experience that. That he was here the night before. He was here one night before.
Yeah.
And he didn't get to do that. I got to.
That'd be great if Chad sent you a picture with him and like Joe's backup from 10 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Well, I met
I met
the
Charlie
guy that
Schwartz.
I met the guy that carried his golf clubs.
Yeah. That was so freaking cool. And yeah.
I waited until the end to get my picture taken with him. Like, so I have to say that I often say this on the podcast that my veteran trick of being the first one to the bathroom after the show ends is the second the headliner's done and the MC comes out and says thanks. They're like, and I'm at the door to be the first one to the bathroom. Not last night. I had to pee for about a half hour, Pete, and I held that sucker in because I'm like, I'm not missing this chance. Joe's sitting right next to me. My wife read my mind. She didn't get up like we always do, and sure enough, show ended, and I got a great pick.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It is funny the wife's reaction to it, because like as men, we hold our cards close to our vest, and we don't act excited, but like it's so exciting. And then I don't know, like the gals, they'll be like, "Oh my God, that purse!" And like Joe Mauer was a Louis Vuitton
It's so
purse.
cute.
Yeah, I just wanted my picture with it. But no, I don't know. I mean, that's a big deal, and for him to be such a nice guy, and to answer everybody's questions, and like, I will say this, that at one point, like I had my meet and greet, and he stood in line for my meet and greet. And then he went and did another one. He went and did his after mine. That's funny.
Unannounced Joe Mauer meet and greet.
Yeah, and I will say, I mean, I know he's competitive, so he'll appreciate this, but my line was still longer than his.
Stop.
That's all I care about.
Shots fired.
Yeah, my line was still longer. That's all I care about. But he was so cool, and a big thank you to Paul Fletcher for bringing him. He's friends with Joe Mauer, and
wild. Thank you, Paul Fletcher, for letting me for bringing him, so I got to sit next to him and meet him. That was awesome.
Yeah, seriously. And Paul was like, "Yeah, I'm bringing Joe Mauer. He's my new friend," and he's like, like I have some celebrity friends that I think I'm a pretty good friend to people.
Yeah.
And but then you go, man, how the hell did this person become my friend? Or like you just go, whoa.
Sure.
But yeah, Paul was kind of like that. He's like, yeah, man, I just met him and we clicked, and like he's like, I care about the guy,
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was great.
We were walking, or we got to the car, and obviously I could not stop talking about it. My wife was like, "Didn't you like?" She's not a sports fan whatsoever. Like she now
didn't
follows.
you bet against him every game?
All the unders. Like my wife follows the Chiefs now because of Taylor Swift. That's
funny.
her level, and I'm not joking. Like that's her level of sports, of interest in sports. She's heard of Joe Mauer, but couldn't tell you anything about what he's done, where he is. She probably didn't even know he's from St. Paul. I mean, that's how little she knows.
Yeah.
But we're walking out, and she goes, "Didn't you like cry recently when he did something?" And I did when his last season, when they brought him out and he put the catcher's gear back on for that one.
Yeah.
I like teared up a little watching it on TV.
Oh my God, yeah. The player's last at bat or last anything. Do you remember? I mean, in New York City when Derek Jeter like had his last game, it was wild. Like I was there and like I had really good seats. And like you could just, like he was stoic, and he went to the pitchers and he was crying, and I was like, holy shit, Derek Jeter's
batting for the Yankees. Number 2, the captain, Derek Jeter.
Yeah, he. Which by the way, like when I lived here, I was a gigantic Twins fan. Yeah. I couldn't name one of them now. But I moved,
so could their big fans, but that's a whole another story.
I moved to New York City, and it was kind of like you got to choose a team there. So I chose the Yankees.
I remember the first time you showed up back here wearing a Yankees hat. And I was like, who is this guy now?
Oh, dude, I'm a renegade. But yeah, I even like one of the things that I loved about Joe Mauer, and I didn't tell him this last night. Like he turned on a contract to go to the Yankees that was bigger than the one that he took with the Twins, and he stayed here for less money. Yeah. And like the balls on that guy. Like I remember being a Yankees fan, wanting him to come there. And then when he turned it down, I was like really happy for him. Yeah. I was like, man, the integrity of that guy. And I think the whole league like respected him forever. And think about the Hall of Fame. Like I think that's why he was like first ballot, immediate. Yeah. And he just never sold out. It is phenomenal.
I'm curious to see who the next Major League Baseball Hall of Famer I'll see here at the club.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
it's on you to bring another one.
Okay. Well, one time
Dave Winfield, maybe he's from St. Paul.
Well, one time one of my friends played for the Tampa Bay Rays, and then they were playing the Twins, and then we had a late show on, I think it was Friday night, and the Tampa Bay Rays came to the club.
Come on.
Yeah, like I was like, hey Lewis, can I get like 26 tickets?
No.
And no, it was like most of them, and they were so fun. And after the show, like we had beers and stuff like that. I can say that now. I realized that, like, so I threw out a first pitch for the Milwaukee Brewers last year, and first of all, the catcher, he screwed me over so bad. Like you know how they like can just reach up and frame a pitch. Like he like leapt up, and then like ran 2 steps, and the whole crowd went oh, and they were in first place, and they were playing the first place Dodgers, and I remember going, dude, like imagine this is the box, 60 feet 6 inches, and I got it to pretty much the corner of the box. That's a good pitch. Like just help me out. And I literally, the guy handed me the ball, and I go, you motherfucker. And like, I don't know if that's the comfort of being in front of a lot of people and stuff like that, but most people would have just been like there's a whole stadium full of people. But I was like,
this is the greatest moment of my life. I love it. Everything about it.
He goes, what? You couldn't just frame the pitch? Miss Wisconsin, Miss Teen Wisconsin, and Miss America pitched before me.
Stop.
So I was the closer of the first pitches. And he framed all those gals with their tits pushed up. He framed their pitches, and then he just made me look like an idiot.
What were you wearing that day? Maybe that was your mistake.
Yeah, I should have been wearing his jersey, but he was the backup catcher, so nobody has it.
Hey,
yeah,
there you go.
Shots fired. You motherfucker! You couldn't have just framed the pitch. Oh God, it was funny. It was so funny, but yeah.
Backup. He's probably in AAA now.
But I got to the bar that night, and Kershaw was there at the Pfister Hotel. So I'm sitting there drinking my Macallan. I'm still holding my baseball, and I'm there with some friends. And Kershaw rolls up to grab a drink, and I go, oh hey man, I was like, dude, you know, I go, I used to live in L.A. You know, I was like, dude, love you, and he's like, I go, I threw out the first pitch. He goes, I saw, and I go, that guy fucked me, and he goes, he did. He goes, that wasn't a bad pitch. And I go, can I get a picture with you? And he goes, no, I'm drinking. He goes, if you post a picture of me drinking and I lose my next start, people will be like, oh, he's a drunk. You know, he's Babe Ruth, he's whatever. But he's like, I'm having a drink, and then I'm, you know, whatever. So he signed my baseball, and which I'm going to say is worthless. Like a signed baseball, it could be anybody. I could have just signed it, his name.
True. I mean, true.
You want a picture is what you want.
Yes.
But yeah, then that baseball burned in my house fire. So whatever. But so I'm gonna have to get another pity ball from him.
He's still around.
He's still
around. Okay, well let's go right into that. I was thinking back this week of some of the conversations you and I have had in the past. Of like you always show up in something with a crazy, amazing.
Yeah.
Like either good or not. They're not always good, but you always have a crazy life event story.
Dude, yeah, I like.
Let me throw out a couple. Uh-huh. When you got cut by the coral.
Yep. Yeah, or the sea urchin.
The sea urchin. That was it.
I had sea urchin in my elbow, and every time I would bump it, the poison would just go back in my bloodstream, and so I finally had surgery on it.
We could go back to the I Need You to Kill trip when you got threatened by some Chinese gangster.
Yeah.
Mr. Chow or whatever we remember.
Johnny Fock.
Johnny Fock.
Johnny Fock.
Johnny Fock threatened Pete Lee's life.
Yeah,
he did. Go back and listen to that.
And you can go back and listen to that.
Yeah.
And thank God I'm back in America. And I don't know.
So then you were here last year with Diesel, who's not here today.
He's not here. He's with his mom in Arizona.
And last year we talked about your engagement, your wedding.
Oh yeah.
Your honeymoon.
Yeah.
Your material that was based on your relationship.
Oh, dude, do you
and
know
some of that has changed now too.
Yeah. So I was going to post clips yesterday, and I have so many really good Tonight Show clips where I'm like, yeah, my wife. And then now I'm like, well, I don't have a wife. Like, we got divorced, and you know, I say it on stage that I will not disparage her, you know, whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, I had a wife for a little while, and it's so fun. It's so funny. Like, we were married for like a year.
Moves fast.
It really, yeah, time flies when you don't stay together. But it's funny to me that there's this couple in the crowd the other night, and I'm like, how long have you been together? They're like 18 years. I'm like, damn, you made it past a year. Dude, do you know the 1 year itch? But
that famous saying?
Yeah, that famous saying. But yeah, now I'm I'm a single guy, and
Without a dog.
without a dog, dude, I miss Diesel every day, and it's crazy. Like, my ex-wife and I, we paid so much. He got cancer.
I remember this.
And then we cured him, and yeah, I miss that dude all the time. And the iPhone does not help because it will just be like, oh, do you want to see Diesel memories? And I'm like, huh. But
That reminds me of my job, at a stadium selling beers, and people, like, it's all digital now. There's no more cash, so people will hand me their credit card to make the purchase.
Yeah.
And I see the pictures that are on people's credit cards, and I don't know if you have Diesel on a credit card, but that's just every time you bring that out is going to bring sadness to you probably. I got put in a no-win situation where somebody gave me their card. I was like, oh, cute puppy. Oh, we just lost them. They died 2 months ago. Like, well, fucking A. Jesus, I was trying to be nice.
Yeah, that's like, I don't know. Like, I have stuff that's gone on in my life in the last year where somebody will make a comment and I could just say the thing,
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm gonna pull the punch and not say that this time, or like, who was it? It was oh God, it was somebody that was like, it was something about clothing or whatever, that was like, oh man, you you wear the same thing every day, and I was like, or like said something, and I go, yeah, like all my clothes burn in the fire, and the person was like, oh shit,
Hey.
but that one I wanted,
Wrong angle. Sorry.
yeah, I just wanted it to sting because I was like, oh, you're giving me shit. I'm gonna tell you my house burned down. But,
Yeah. Hell yeah.
but yeah.
Let me pose a question to you right
Yeah.
now. A bigger loss when you, everybody's listening to this knows that, yeah, you lost your house in the Palisades fire. You went to Jimmy Fallon and talked about it that very next day, or basically as it was happening.
Yeah.
Harder loss, losing the jokes of a relationship or losing material things in your house?
Definitely losing material things in my house because I can repurpose those jokes.
Okay.
Like I can almost any of the wife jokes. I can turn it into a girlfriend or something down the road.
Yeah.
But I really haven't because I'm just interested in writing different stuff. But yeah, I mean it's not even about the things in the house or the house. It's about the neighborhood. Because the neighborhood was like this special little paradise, and all my friends are like, "Oh, LA, it sucks here." Well, dude, I lived in a little slice of Hawaii with like palm trees and this little neighborhood, and you'd walk around and in New York, you walk out on the sidewalk and you bump into people. Like in this neighborhood, if you left your house, people you like would come out and hang out, and then you wind up surfing with them, and so it's like a built-in social community.
Cool.
And we survived COVID there, and yeah, I started a surf club for comedians because we were all depressed, and so it was like right after Brody died,
Oh, yeah.
and so I was like, so I bought just a ton of surfboards, like a bunch of wetsuits that people could wear, and I would like teach comedians how to surf. So I called it the Chernobyl Surf Club because it was a disaster. So we had like hats and shirts that said Chernobyl Surf Club,
Great.
and it was. It literally had like the mushroom cloud of a nuclear explosion, and then a surfer like surfing it, and it was great, and like that's what we did for COVID. Like we would, it was funny,
know that.
yeah. Like and the tide tells you when you can surf, and if there's waves or not. And so it's always funny. Like the new surfers would be like, "What time do you surf? Like 8 a.m." And I'm like, "The ocean tells you when to surf." So some days it was like 8 a.m.
Shut up, nerd.
Yeah, shut up, nerd. Get the Surfline app, and but yeah, that neighborhood was so special. So there's this app called Surfline, and anybody listening to this in Minnesota that's a big surfer or whatever, they'll love this bit. So Surfline it's cameras, so you can watch the wave breaks.
Oh, genius.
And then it also gives you all the wind information,
Yeah.
the wave height, the wave strength, all this kind of stuff. And the first Surfline camera was because my neighbor Jack, he was like a big surf legend, and he was a bully, and he kept pushing people off waves. So like imagine he'd get up, there'd be another guy, and he'd just shove him, and he'd take the wave. And so one of our neighbors, he set up like do you remember those big wooden things of cable that like you'd roll it and like
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So he bought one
Like
of
a
those
spool.
like a giant spool. So he bought one of those and bought one of those and like a TV and a VCR, and he hooked the cable up to it, and he rolled the fucking spool all the way down to the point where we would sit and have coffee. And then he dug a hole. He cemented a camera in there, and then he had a closed circuit TV, of the wave.
Yeah.
And then he would record it when Jack would go out. So he would catch Jack pushing people off waves, so he could prove. This was like the level of, and he's friends with Jack, but he just wanted to. Jack was like, I don't push people off waves, and he was like, dude, I'm gonna get video of you doing it.
Oh my God.
Well, so imagine, because it's like closed circuit. This guy could just turn on this one TV in his house, and he could see how the waves were. He didn't even have to walk down there. So people started calling him, and they're like, "How are the waves today?" And he would tell them, and pretty much if it's this at Sunset Point, it's going to be that down.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So so then he was the first, like they called it. So he was the first surf line. His phone was a surf line, and he would literally pick it up himself and tell people about it. And then
welcome to Movie Phone.
Welcome to Movie Phone. Yeah, so I'm picturing that episode with Kramer.
Right.
But so then he got like a couple more cameras down the coast, and it'd be at these restaurants. And so some people would call up for a reservation. They'd be like, "Wait, how are the waves?" And they'd be like, "About 1 or 2 foot. Like the wind is this, And he would get like wind gauges and whatever. And then Surfline wound up buying this dude out in my neighborhood.
Damn.
And so he got paid.
Oh, I bet.
And then Surfline, I still have it on my phone, even though
It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Wow. What have they started rebuilding where your house was?
No, everything's gonna happen really slow, and we also have to like restructure the neighborhood, almost like Sim City. We're gonna have to tear out like all the concrete basically, and then like space out the homes a little wider. Also, the pipes are screwed, and like everything is so toxic because like ovens aren't supposed to burn, fridges are not supposed to burn, and like
Clayton Kershaw baseballs.
Yeah, Clayton Kershaw baseballs. This also wasn't a fire; it was an inferno. Like all of our fire safes burned. Like, and by the way, we all bought them on Amazon.com, and I think they're made out of like metal and gasoline in the middle of it. Like they were just not fire safes. And I'm sorry to shit on any product.
Did they stay closed? You open it up and everything's melted, or?
Oh yeah, like.
Or did they melt themselves?
Some of them opened up, like, because the latch burned.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, mine. I had like so much cash in there, and I had 10 grand that was in a bundle, and it petrified together. Like it was crazy. I still have little bits and pieces of it that are just, it's like, imagine it's just like a piece. And I talked about that on my story on Instagram. People are like, take that, you got to call the Secret Service because they're in charge of money, and they'll give you the money for that. Dude, no, they won't. They're not going to give you money for a petrified green thing that's melty. Like, I'm telling you. God, people are so.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yes, they are.
I had this brand new gun. It was a 6-hour P365, brand new. I had never even fired it, and it just the gun melted. Like it was. That's how hot it was. Like my Tesla melted. Yeah. The fridge, like a refrigerator. It was just like a pile of molten metal. Like it looked like you poured mercury on the ground. That's how
crazy.
It's
crazy.
wild. I have
crazy.
pictures of all of it. But the oddest thing was, so my Tesla, the firefighters, so I had a Tesla 2015 S, and so the batteries on that, it burned for 8 days and 8 nights. The firefighters called my car the menorah, which I think is really funny. It's really
familiar.
funny. It's really funny. But so in the car, I had this key to my storage unit inside of an Altoids tin, and it's very unadvisable that I should have gone in. So I went in the car, and I'm just like scraping around with this thing, and this fucking Altoids tin was still there. So like the whole car, I mean, all the metal, all the glass, all the metal burned, and an Altoids tin survived. On top, it was literally on top of the green flames the whole time, and. So, dude, I don't know what Altoids tins are made out of, but
holy shit,
that shit's stronger than a Tesla.
Have you told Elon Musk about this? Has he been notified to change the material he builds his house?
I want to let people know that I don't speak to that man. By the way, I don't have anything against him except for Doge firing all the air traffic controllers. Dude, I can't believe like in New York City we have like 7 air traffic controllers. We really do. And so, like, one of the reasons why I didn't bring merch this week is because every plane that I get on, I can't check luggage because once the luggage is on that plane, you have to stick with that. So let's say that flight gets canceled or
Oh,
delayed.
yeah.
I have to try to get that bag back to get it on another thing.
Yeah.
So I've just been not selling merch since Doge. Dude.
Because you couldn't use any extra money losing your house. I mean,
I would
wouldn't
love
be
that.
nice? Yeah, right.
Yeah. He him firing those air traffic controllers was insane.
Yeah.
And it like by the way, it's 2025 and I've just started to not give a shit. But like you know what happened? Like in the Biden administration, they fired a bunch of white employees and then they replaced them with not white people.
Yeah.
And they were DEI hires. And people can get mad, but that's what the fuck it was. And then Doge came in and they fired all the not white people because they were like, we need to get those white workers back. And like they literally said this. But guess what? It's air traffic control. Nobody wants that fucking job. If you lost that job 2 years ago, you're not just sitting around waiting to go back to the tower. Like you got a job with Amazon. You got a job wherever. Yeah. And then they were like, all right, well maybe we can get the not white people back. Dude, they didn't want it. They were like, screw you. So now there's just none.
Yeah, nice. It's a great system.
There's just none, and you can't bring merch to comedy clubs. And I guarantee, like, I guarantee you that, like, I'm inconvenienced. I'm a comedian, but like, imagine you're a businessman, person,
Sure.
woman, and you got to fly to shake hands to do like a $25 million deal, and then because of that Doge stuff, your deal doesn't happen.
What the fuck?
I can't imagine how much money's being lost and how pissed off people are that don't just have to go make people ha. You know?
Yeah, no kidding.
That's wild, but
not a good deal.
but yeah, I don't know.
I want to before we run out of time, I
Yeah.
need to read this to you, sir.
Yes.
You did a show earlier this year. I don't remember where it was. Something at a place called The Riot. Is that a club somewhere? Or it must be a club. I don't know. I'm just going to read you what I read. This was like from January of this year.
Oh.
And you're going to pick this apart.
Oh, yeah.
All right, ready? The Riot welcomes headliner Pete Lee Johnson to the comedy stage at Rudyard's in Montrose. Was this a show you did earlier?
No, I
For
didn't.
4 shows in 2 nights. Known for his clean comedy but cutting style and being one of the most likable comedians out there, Johnson's career began on Comedy Central. What the fuck? What is this? Who screwed this up?
I don't think that's about me. I think it might be Pete Lee Johnson.
There's a Pete Lee Johnson?
I don't even
no,
know.
there isn't.
I don't even know what the Riot is. Is that in Houston? There's
known for his clean blah blah blah. You started Comedy Central's Premium Blend, appeared on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, Last Comic Standing, cast member of VH1's Best Week Ever. Those are all you.
Yeah, that's wild. Pete,
Isn't it?
is that one of those things that was like written by AI?
No, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. That is not what this. Well, I mean, it seemed like it was from like a local paper of some show. Like, don't miss this week.
The only thing that I
I'll show
wonder
you. I'll
is,
send you the link
is
when
if
we're
it was
done.
somehow like a college that their club, like a lot of times a college will have a venue that's like their rock club and it's called the Riot. But
Sure.
Every time people go like, oh, you performed at Iowa State. Where'd you perform? I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
A room.
Yeah.
And there were people there, and I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah.
But
No, this had your picture, everything.
that's funny.
Pete Lee Johnson.
Yeah.
How would your career look right now if you were actually Pete Lee Johnson and not just Pete Lee?
Oh, dude. I mean, yeah, that's Pete the Rock Johnson. That's what I would do. I wouldn't be Pete Lee Johnson. I'd be Pete the Rock Johnson.
Speaking of that,
Yeah.
so last night you flat out said to the crowd, hey, I'm not. Don't expect me to be clean.
Yeah,
Right?
I say it right away now because people like I've been clean for a long time, and I've enjoyed I really enjoyed the challenge of clean comedy, and I'm good at it, and I can still go do colleges and corporates, and I can take my current set and make it clean. I don't want to do it. I really enjoy doing comedy, speaking more about, like right now. On this podcast, I've sworn a couple times. I prefer to be articulate, but there are times where you got to go like, "Fuck, I don't know who Pete Lee Johnson is," and it's how I talk. And I remember I had a manager a long time ago that said, "You're such a nice guy, and a nice guy wouldn't swear like that." But I am a nice guy, and I am kind, and I fucking swear all the time. And I just, I also wanted to talk about subjects that were just a little different. And I also learned that I don't like clean comedy fans at all. I fucking hate them.
Interesting.
And by the way, like people that are like, I like clean comedy. I like clean comedy. Like I love Nate Bargatze. I love
Ryan Hamilton.
Ryan Hamilton. I love clean comedians. but I also just love comedy in general. But anybody who only loves clean comedy, fuck you, don't come to my show. Because you complain. You're the biggest, you're the softest bitches on the planet. And like when I was trying to be clean, you could never please anybody. Like this lady came up to me in Colorado and she goes, I didn't like that you took the Lord's name in vain. I go, what? And there were a bunch of comedians at my merch table, and she was like, I don't know, a middle-aged lady. And I go, what do you mean? And she goes, well, you kept saying, oh my God. And can I tell you what I said to her? I go, suck my dick, bitch. I go, fucking welcome to the real world. Dude, I was so mad. I was like, dude, why be clean? You can't please them. Like,
plus, I gotta say that when you,
yeah,
when I hear you saying, "Oh my God," it's "Oh my God."
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh
you
my
guys. You guys. Oh my God.
And like, I know this sounds aggressive, but just like, I think that it was shoved down our throats for so long with television. And by the way, I'm still developing Tonight Show sets that are clean. Like, I'm still like on the side. I still value it as a skill. And like I said, like Ryan Hamilton, Nate Ragazzi, Brian Regan. Like, I respect those guys so much. And if Nate asked me to come open, I would do clean sets in front of him, and I would love it. And it'd be a challenge, and it'd be great. I do think that it's something that every comedian should learn how to do. It's a really great skill.
Interesting.
But I think I've earned the right. And in my life, so much gnarly shit's gone down,
dude,
that I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore. And when I say that aggressively, where I go clean, the only clean comedy fans, I don't like you, and I go, I really don't like you. I think you suck. And it's literally like now I'm starting to be able to fill clubs. And do I want those 35 people there that suck, or do I want a full crowd full of comedy fans that it could be clean or not? They're cool. They can take a joke. So really what I've been doing is kind of like purifying my crowd and like filtering out the people that fucking suck.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you there. And I don't want to have that conversation at my merch table. Dude, do you know how shitty it is to do a performance that's that good and then some fun sponge wants to lecture you and give you a disappointed speech? No. And everyone now feels entitled.
I'm always so curious about that, but yeah, it's gotta suck.
And I'm like, when I say it, like I'm a very nice guy. I'm very kind, and I'm speaking very aggressively. But like, dude, the audacity of these people, the audacity of imagine like I said it last night. I go, my comedy's not clean, but everything I say comes through love. So imagine these people that are clean because they either think it's like godly or better or kind to come up and berate you and talk down to you. It's pretty much a big contradiction. Yeah. That's evil. That's actually evil.
Yeah.
So these these teetotalers are actually being quite mean.
Yeah.
They're bullying. And so when I say this and there's a little bit of anger in my voice, like, yeah, I have a big fuck you for those people. And why would I cater my comedy to people that are no fun?
Yeah.
And like, I also think that in our society, we're just, all of us are taking life advice constantly from people who are less fun than us, and I'm not doing it anymore. And like the people, you know how comedians, I said it last night, like comedians were like, we can't, and I'm not trying to be like a Gutfeld comic or anything like that. Like, we can't say words anymore. I'm like, no, we can.
Yeah.
And like, I don't think that I would ever say anything on stage. I'm trying to think of a comedian. They're like, fucking Mark Maron, right? He had this whole bit about how comics supported Trump because they just wanted to be able to say bad words.
Right.
And
the R word.
Yeah, he literally said it. And that's not what it is. It's that comedy now, I don't say any of those words. I don't want to say any of those words. But comedy now is a thing where you could write a bit called Butterflies Are Love, and you're going to have a subsection of the audience that their brain hears, Darfur is fun, or Darfur's hilarious, or something like that. And they will misconstrue.
Yeah.
We're living in an age, like, you remember like Don McLean's American Pie, how he would, people would be like, what's it about? And then he finally would give him a hint. And nowadays, it could be American Pie, and people are like, that's about genocide. and they
Yeah,
would tell him what it's about, and he's like, no, it's just not at all. And I pick my words carefully. And these shitheads just tell you that you have the illest intent, and that's what that's about. And my thing is that, like, I came to this realization of, like, the weakest people have been bullying us, and, like, comedians especially, they've been bullying us and telling us what our jokes mean when they don't mean that. And also, like, they don't understand that, like, comedy doesn't punch down. It takes hard stuff and it makes fun out of it. It takes like evil and it makes joy.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the greatest things in the world. And, like, so when they come after comedy, they're literally coming after love, connectedness. In comedy and tragedy, at the end of a tragedy, the whole town is torn apart. At the end of a comedy, everybody comes together, and they come together over making fun out of hard stuff.
Yeah.
And so if anybody is standing in the way of that and they're misconstruing things because they're stupid, which they are, they're stupid and they're no fun, and they're angry and they're evil and they want to be a bully for a good cause. Yeah. And I'm not doing it anymore.
Are you noticing a difference now then?
Oh, dude.
An obvious difference?
Well, I'll say this. In New York City, where I perform a lot, people call them woke crowds. They're not woke. Woke means that you're awake to injustice. It means something. Yeah. And I believe in that. These are soft-ass motherfuckers. They're soft-ass motherfuckers that are proud of being soft-ass motherfuckers. And I will not be bullied by soft-ass motherfuckers. In fact, like, I'm a kind man, but I will go to war for comedy.
Yeah.
Like, and so I've had this. Oh my God, there's this girl in the crowd, and I did that bit about the girl's tits popping out on the subway.
Yes.
And going, oh my God, I finally saw a tit in the wild.
In the wild.
And this girl goes, those words are violence. And I go, I hope you experience real violence.
Mm-hmm.
And because I have, and she goes, what? You want violence? I go, yes. I want you to be just airlifted, dropped into a place with actual violence. I want. She's like, you want me to be hurt? I go, maybe, or I just want you to see it so that you understand that the artificial danger that you're creating.
Yeah.
Like, me seeing tits is not violence. And by the way, I'm like exasperated as I'm talking about this, but it's just I'm tired. Dude, you know how they say the meek shall inherit the earth? No, they're not going to, because we're gonna fight them. Well. It's like that's my one line as a comedian now. And again, it makes me. I had somebody come up to me after. He goes, "You're such a boomer, and you just got to the point where you're such a boomer that you can't handle new ideas." And I go, your ideas aren't new; they just suck.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, I feel bad for the young people because they had to grow up with people that are strict and they suck. And, like, it used to be like the teachers, the nuns were strict, and now you just have these, like, oh God, they suck.
Yeah.
And, like, I think you should be ashamed to suck and not be proud
In
of it.
2025, that's rare. But yes, I agree with you.
I gave the example last night on stage of, like imagine just, like, for the last 5 years, people have been going up to MMA fighters and just hitting them. And, like, the weakest people have just been like, and they're like, you can't do anything about this. And they're weak. And then MMA fighters were like, wait, can't we kill them? Can't we annihilate them? Like, why were we pretending like we couldn't?
Yeah.
And so, like, as a comedian, comedians are really good at roasting. We're so good at hurting people's feelings. And so my thing is, oh, you think that hurts your feelings? Let me tell you what's wrong with you. And I love it. Because if you're going to bully comedy, I'm going to make you cry. Yeah. And get tougher, dude. Like,
the story you told about that last night, people need to come for that.
Yeah.
Alone. It's so funny.
It's
so good.
Again, I'm not trying to sound like a, like, you know, like a and by the way, I know a lot of friends that are gut-filled comics or whatever, but, like, I'm not trying to sound like Newsmaxy or Fox Newsy or any of that stuff. It's just what's going on.
Yeah.
What's going on with the twisting of meaning,
mm-hmm.
and being an artist and saying something and knowing what you mean and then people twisting it is insanity.
Yeah.
And I won't do it. And don't take something loving and tell me that it's hateful.
Yeah.
That's evil.
Yeah. They don't know you.
Yeah.
They don't know you.
So anyway, that's my sermon. But
amen.
Fuck those soft ass motherfuckers.
We got to talk about one more thing before we, and that is that you're going to be back in town very soon.
Yeah, I'm with.
Not at Acme, unfortunately, but that'll probably be coming next year.
I'm playing a smaller venue.
I know the date. You don't have to look it up.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm playing Excel Arena with Bert Kreischer.
September 20th, sir.
September 20th.
Yeah.
9/20.
9/20.
Never forget.
Where were you? 9/20.
Where were you? 9/20. Yeah, I'm so excited.
You're doing the arena show with Bert, local.
Yeah, I really came in to do these shows just so I could plug those shows to sell a few more tickets at Excel. That's what I came to do. But yeah, I'm really excited. I get to perform at Fiserv Arena down in Milwaukee, and that's gonna be so cool.
That's like the night before.
That's the night before.
Very cool.
And so far, all my friends were like, they're like, "Are we going out in Milwaukee afterwards?" I'm like, "No, we're getting on the bus and we're going to Minneapolis, and then we're gonna party here."
Yeah, right. No show Sunday. So, it's a Saturday here.
I
think it's a Saturday in Minneapolis.
I don't
Pretty
know.
sure. So then the next day, that's party time, huh?
I have to go to bertbertbert.com. Bert. By the way, everybody, they always go like, "How is he? Is he cool? Dude, he's the coolest." And like when I say this, a lot of people, they give Matt Rife grief and whatever. I really like him. He's a good friend of mine, and he plays arenas. But like after his shows, he doesn't really go out, and because he can't. But like also Bert can't either. But he figures out ways. Like Bert and I went and we'll like guest bartend. Like Bert gets mobbed by people, but if you're behind a bar, so we go to bars and we'll take our shirts off and we'll bartend for people, and it's just so fun. Oh, so after September,
while you're looking that up, have you taken your shirt off stage at a Bert show?
No.
Is that against the rules that only he does that?
Yeah, and I wouldn't. One time I did this show called Dating It back in 2005 at the Montreal Fest, and I took off my shirt and gave a girl a lap dance, like during the dating part of the thing. And so there's pictures of me on stage, without a shirt on. And but no, yeah, that's just so Bert's thing. You wouldn't want to do it. I'd take my pants off. But yeah, the day after St. Paul, we're at Amsoil Arena in Duluth, Minnesota.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So we go Rockford, Illinois, Milwaukee, St. Paul, Duluth.
Oh, wow.
That's a good run.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a terrific run.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's good. You're going to have such a good time. Final question. Are you buying a Powerball ticket to try to win $1.7 billion? Or is that not enough, or do you not want that much?
Yeah, I guess I didn't even know that. But yeah, I'm definitely going to.
Yeah.
By the way, everybody goes like, well, buying a lottery ticket is a waste of money. But dude, from the time that you buy that ticket until they read off a number that's not yours, you're just like thinking of all the ways that you just fuck off in a really fun way,
Yes. Yes. That's worth $1.
That's where
dreaming is worth $1, $2 or whatever it is now. Yeah.
Dude,
that's great.
I was joking around about what I would do money wise. By the way, follow my friend John Laster. He's a Comedy Cellar comedian, and he has this black-owned business app called Blap, and he's looking for investors. And so I was joking around with him at the Comedy Cellar table, and I was like, dude, I want to be an investor. And we're friends, and I'm giving him grief. And he goes, oh, really? He's like, you have money? I go, yeah, I want to buy 51%, so it's not a black-owned business. He was dying so hard. and I really do think that I'm going to invest in it because I love him and I believe in it. A
former Gopher.
Yeah, he's a former Gopher.
Just like you, buddy.
Yeah, he's a former Gopher. He's one of the funniest comedians, one of the best guys. And, so use Blap and love Blap. And please consider that the thing that I just said is a joke.
Yes.
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
I love it.
But yeah, man, dude, we're friends with Joe Mauer now.
Yeah, I'm going to see if he wants to come watch a movie in my backyard tonight. I don't know if he had plans. I didn't get a chance to ask. But.
Yeah, I'm going to see if he'll come rake my lawn. Dude, isn't that funny? Like,
I wonder if he has rollerblades.
Yeah, I wonder if he wants to just rollerblade, and we'll get like wrist guards, just wrist guards in case we fall. Yeah, that's it's totally the episode of Seinfeld where Dan Cortez becomes friends with George, and like that we're totally doing that about Joe Mauer.
Yes.
But I think I would say that is I think that we're in the right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely think that we're. In
I
the
mean,
right.
he and I, we're both St. Paul guys. It's we got a connection.
Oh, it's because of him that I said it's like I'm going to the Gophers game tomorrow, and I saw the logo of whoever we're playing, and I didn't know it, and so I was like, yeah, I'm going. Last night on stage, I go, yeah, I'm going to the Gopher game, and it's early season, so they don't play. I go, I think it's the Minnesota Gophers football team against the St. Paul Saints. And I was like, they're playing the minor league baseball team in football.
It may as well be. It'll be that competitive.
But yeah, for some reason I wanted to name a baseball team because Joe was. So I did modify the show because Joe was in the crowd.
I was like, is he gonna call him out on the stage? Like, is he gonna mention? Oh, we gotta cut. We gotta end right now. Is he gonna mention that he's in the crowd, but you didn't? And I understand.
I didn't. I recently Tony Hawk came to my show. He's a friend of mine, and it was wild because like as people were walking out, they're like, Tony Hawk was here. I'm like, I know he's my friend. And by the way, that's super cool. Like we text and he sends me pictures of bottles of whiskey that he likes.
Crazy.
But anyway,
he probably played his video game as a kid. It's just wild.
Oh yeah, I mean he was like a hero and he's just the nicest guy.
Awesome. Pete, we got to wrap it up. Come back in a year. I expect you to. We'll do this again, and I can't even begin to imagine what your crazy stories will be by then.
Yeah, I hope I just have some more tragedies.
See ya.
All right. Love you. Bye.